Hi, Pastor Carl here with a word for today. As you know, just yesterday we started a series on the names of God, and man, did I get a great draw. I got Yahweh Ra, which means the Lord is my shepherd. I love this passage. It's been one of my favorite topics over the years of teaching and preaching. And as you know, there's so many scriptures that talk about this incredible picture of God being a shepherd, and we are the sheep of his hand, as Psalm 95 says. Psalm 23, of course, is really the most famous. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads me leads me to green pastures, and beside still waters, he restores my soul. And of course, the rest of the psalm goes on and talks about the amazing things that our good shepherd does for us. He's constantly caring for his sheep and for the flock, and is always on duty, laying down his life for the sheep. Recently, the pastors group and myself started reading through a book together that I had come across years ago. It's called A Shepherd's Look at the 23rd Psalm. And it's written by a man who was a shepherd in South Africa for many, many years and is a lay minister in many churches. And he took his experiences of caring for sheep and wrote a book to pastors about how they could care for their flocks as well. One of the things that he says in the book is that there are four things that sheep need in order to thrive and be healthy. The first one is really good green pastures, and he talked about some of the neighboring ranchers that really didn't put the time and care for in their pastures, and they ended up with dried up and disease-ridden pastures, and the sheep were scrawny and just did not feed and did not thrive, did not do well. He took extra care to make sure that he had really good, clean pastures and still waters. Sheep won't drink from running water, and so they have to be cared for in a way that that watches out for their gentle and tender disposition. The other things he says is that sheep have to be free from fear. And of course we know that wolves in those areas, coyotes, lions, all kinds of stuff, bears, love to feast on sheep because they don't have any natural defenses. They really are pretty much completely dependent on the shepherd for their care. So it's the shepherd's responsibility to make sure that they're free from fear of all kinds, free from parasites even that can cause them to be tormented. And there's all kinds of incredible pictures about all the kinds of lies and the things that Satan himself will bring to torment the sheep and to keep them from thriving. They also have to be free from distractions, and maybe that's the biggest one in our day and age. We have so many things that distract us, from entertainment to television to sporting events to you name it, house projects, all kinds of things can really distract us. And sheep just simply don't thrive when there's too many distractions. And it's our responsibility, along with our shepherds, to make sure that we keep ourselves free from those things. Again, our hope is that we have sheep that are growing and maturing and thriving and are healthy. The last one is free from conflict within the flock itself. And that's really the shepherd's responsibility, to make sure that there's a place of unity and peace among the flock. In the shepherd's look at the 23rd Psalm, this man says that if those four things are provided by the shepherd, and not only does Christ do this as our great shepherd, but it's also our pastoral team job to make sure that these things are in place as well, then we'll have a flock of sheep that thrive and are healthy, that are producing wonderful other sheep and in the way of evangelism, and are growing and maturing in the Lord. We have an amazing good shepherd in Yahweh Ra. He is a great shepherd. He's a loving shepherd. He's a kind shepherd. He's always on duty. I love this song that we used to sing many, many years ago. Maybe some of you will remember this, that says, Jehovah never sleeps. And it was really an amazing song, and it just kind of paints a picture of our shepherd who's on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, always there to care for us. He will never leave us or forsake us. We can be assured as we look up from the flock, we see him standing watch and guard over us with his staff. And so the Lord is a wonderful shepherd, and it's just such a privilege to be counted as one of his sheep. And for me, it's an amazing honor for him to ask me to also take part in this process of caring for sheep. And I hope that you'll pray for myself and all the pastors as we try our best to be good shepherds. Thanks. It was great being with you today.